Okay, we'll discuss about electric flux. What is meant by electric flux? Electric flux means how many electrical lines of force are traveling normal to the area of cross section. Normal to the area of cross section, how many electrical lines of force are traveling? That number of electrical lines of force are called as the flux of that material. For example, one circular plate is there. Circular plate. It is kept in the electric field. Then some of electrical lines of force are traveling through that circular plate. Here 5 lines of force are traveling. Then what is the flux of this plate? 5. How many number of electrical lines of force are traveling? Then that will be considered as, that number will be considered as the electrical flux. So how we will define this one is number of electric lines of force traveling normal to the area of cross section of a material is called electric flux. So for example, there is a surface like this. Here this is the area vector of that surface. Area vector will be always normal to the surface, remember. Then electric field is in this direction. Area vector is also a vector quantity. Electric field intensity is also a vector quantity. The angle between these two will be equal to theta. Then pi is equal to E bar dot A bar. The point is clear? So, to find the electrical flux, we will use the formula pi is equal to E bar dot A bar. So pi is equal to EA cos theta we will get. Pi is equal to EA cos theta. E bar dot A bar means what is theta here? Angle between electric field and area vector. If they are not giving area vector, angle between electric field and normal to the, this is the normal to the area of cross section. So area vector will be always normal to the plane of the plate. So normal to the area of cross section and the electrical field. How much angle will be there? That value will be equal to theta. So next, after finishing of this, now Gauss theorem we will discuss, and applications of the Gauss theorem we will discuss. With that, this chapter's synopsis will be over. We'll try to finish in 5 lectures, means 2.5 lectures. Our 1 hour, like if we calculated 5 to 6 hours, that is enough for the synopsis. Next we will do the problems in that. Okay. So what is meant by Gauss theorem? The net flux coming from any closed surface, that closed surface may be really closed surface, may be imaginarily closed surface. So a closed surface, that closed surface may be imaginary, may be real. The total flux from coming from a closed surface is 1 by epsilon naught times the charge enclosed, total charge enclosed in that surface. Try to understand once again what Gauss theorem is stating. There is a closed surface of any shape. There is a closed surface of any shape. This closed surface may be really closed, or maybe imaginarily we are assuming this is closed surface. Like that I am assuming. Then from this closed surface, how many electrical lines of force are coming? That is called as the flux. The flux coming from a closed surface is 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge in that surface. For example, here one charge Q1 is there, here minus Q2 is there, here Q3 is there. What is the total charge in that surface? Q1 minus Q2 plus Q3. This is called as the Gauss theorem. So the total electrical flux coming from any closed surface is 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed in that surface. Only one charge is there. Then pi is equal to, we will write Q by epsilon naught. More number of charges are there. Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3, in that Q2 is minus. Whatever it may be the sign, that also we have to consider. Clear? Next, applying the Gauss law, you find the flux of different shaped bodies. Like that they will ask in the same manner. Applying the Gauss theorem, find the electrical field intensity of different shaped bodies. Derivations will be there for that. Already in the board syllabus they discussed everything. Here just we are giving the formulas relating to that. My point is clear. Now, for example, there is a cube. There is a cube. Cube will have how many faces? 6 faces will be there. Totally 6 faces will be there for a cube. Inside the cube anywhere a charge Q is placed. Then what is the flux coming from the cube? Flux is equal to how much charge is there in the cube by epsilon naught. Flux, total flux coming from the cube will be equal to Q by epsilon naught. Clear? Flux from each face of the cube. Flux from each face will be totally 6 faces are there, na? Divided by 6 we have to take. So Q by 6 epsilon naught. How the question will be there? A charge Q is placed at the center of a cube. Cube means all sides will be equal. Then what is the total flux coming from the cube means Q by epsilon naught. What is the flux coming from each face of the cube means that value will be Q by 6 epsilon naught. For example, cube, same cube. Here we kept the charge at the center of the cube. One side will be there, na? At midpoint of one side, we kept the charge. What is the flux through this cube? Like that questions will be there. So here this is not a closed surface. If the cube is like this, charge is placed here means this side is empty, na? To make this charge kept into a closed surface, I has to imagine one more cube here. So one more cube is there. Like that we have to imagine. Then what will happen? One more cube we have to place here. Like that we have to imagine. Then cube will come, this charge will comes into the closed surface. It will comes into a closed surface. Whatever it may be the shape of the closed surface, flux coming from it is independent of its shape. So here there is a closed surface. So what is the flux coming from the closed surface is q by epsilon naught. So what is the flux going through this cube? The half of will be there. So flux from each cube will be q by 2 epsilon naught. Is it understanding? Here where I kept the charge, exactly at the center of the cube I kept. Here one side, cube is having 6 faces. One side midpoint I kept a charge. Then what is the flux going through this cube means that value will be equal to q by 2 epsilon naught. Clear? One more question they will ask. A charge is placed at one corner of a cube, anywhere. A charge is placed at one corner of a cube. What is the flux going through this cube? In the same way, what is the flux coming from each face of the cube? Like that questions will be there. So to bring this into the closed surface, here it is at edge. Here you have to keep one more cube. That side, back side, you have to keep 2 more cubes. Bottom you have to keep 4 cubes. Once again try to understand. 1 minute, see. If there is a cube like this, it is not actually a cube, it is a cuboid. Here I kept the charge. What is the flux through this cube? Here I kept one more. This charge will not be enclosed. Why it is not closed? This side is opening, this side is opening, top is opening. So this side too, above 4, if we keep, then a big cube will be formed. This charge will comes into the center. This is the one cube. I kept a charge here, one edge, one corner. Here I kept one more. Like this, here one I placed. Top 2, again top 2. Totally 7 similar cubes. I arranged around this, then what will happen? This charge will comes into the center. Whatever it may be the size of the cube, net flux will be q pi is equal to q by epsilon naught. Then flux from each cube, totally 8 cubes are there. So flux from each cube will be equal to q by 8 epsilon naught. Flux from each face of the cube. So cube is having totally 6 faces. In that 3 faces will be covered. For example, this is the cube. Here I kept the charge. Then this face will be closed. This face will be closed because of another one. This face will be closed. Only 3 will be open. This one, bottom. So if we arrange like this, try to understand. Here I placed na. Then what will happen? Here one, here one, here one. Above if we keep, this face is coming into the closed surface. This face is also coming into the closed surface. This face will also comes into the closed surface. What are the open faces in the air? This one, this one, this one. 3 will be there. So flux from each face of the cube will be q by 8 epsilon naught by 3. This will be q by 24 epsilon naught. At least remember the formula. What do you have to remember? Charge is kept at one corner of a cube. What is the flux coming through that cube means Q by 8 epsilon naught. What is the flux coming from each face of the cube? Q by 24 epsilon naught. Like that questions will be there. Next, if we consider applications of Gauss law, by applying Gauss law, we can find electrical field intensity of, by applying Gauss law, how to calculate the, already they derived the formulas in the board. What are the formulas of formulas for electric field intensity of different shaped bodies? Long, thin, uniform rod. First one. All these are the formulas for electric field intensities. Here there is a long rod. It is having a charge Q. From that rod, at a perpendicular distance of R, a point P is there. Electric field intensity at that point, due to this infinite long rod, will be 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda by R. This formula we will use. Already derivation is there in the syllabus, where lambda will be linear charge density. Charge per unit length will be called as the linear charge density. If lambda is the linear charge density of this rod, then electric field intensity will be 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda by R. Next, second one will be write down these formulas all. Infinite plane non-conducting sheet. Infinite plane non-conducting sheet. Non-conducting means charge will be stored inside the body. Charge will reside on the surface of the body, that is only for the conductors. If the point is clear, if the sheet is non-conducting, means charge will store inside the body, inside that sheet. If it is conducting, charge will reside on the outer surface of the sheet. So I am considering an infinite plane sheet like this. Its size is very big. At a distance, some distance, what is the field intensity means E is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Okay, E is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Here sigma will be the surface charge density. Epsilon naught already you know, permittivity of the vacuum. If it is conducting sheet will have two layers. For example, this is one conducting sheet. This is one conducting sheet. Here charge will be there. Here charge will be there. For non-conducting, what will happen? It will store inside the body. So that's why only it will come sigma by 2 epsilon naught. For infinite plane conducting sheet, two fields will come, E1, E2. Both magnitudes will be E by 2 epsilon naught. Then finally this value sigma by epsilon naught. Conducting sheet means you have to take sigma by epsilon naught. Non-conducting sheet means you have to take sigma by 2 epsilon naught. If the point is clear, next. Next, third one. Spherical conductor. Spherical conductor. Here there is a sphere. Conductor means charge will reside on the surface. Non-conductor means charge will reside inside the surface. So, inside if you take any point, R is less than R, E value will be equal to 0. There will be no field intensity inside. If this point distance is equal to radius, what is the field intensity means? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. Next, if the point is outside the sphere, E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. If the point is here, to find the field intensity, this formula we have to use. What is capital R here? Radius of the sphere. If the point is on the surface, this formula. Inside, no charge will be there, no field will be there. Here, if it is spherical non-conductor, here if we draw the graph between E and R, up to R is equal to R, there will be no field. From there, what will happen? It will vary like this. So, variation of capital E and R, when R is equal to capital R, up to that, there will be no field. From there, E proportional to 1 by R square. On the surface, field intensity will be maximum. From there, that value is gradually decreasing. Okay. If it is non-conductor, spherical non-conductor, non-conducting sphere, like that also we can use. Non-conducting sphere. What formulas we will use for that? Clear? Then, if it is the non-conducting sphere, charge will be there inside the sphere also. Then if R is less than R, what is the field intensity formula will be rho R by 3 epsilon naught. Rho will be volume charge density, charge per unit volume. That will be called as the, so this value, charge per unit volume into R whole divided by 3 epsilon naught. If we bring this one to the denominator, this will be Q by 4 by 3 pi R cube into 3 epsilon naught. Here R will be there. 3 will cancel. I will write this one in this format. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught QR by R cube. For non-conducting sphere, to find the field intensity, we can use this formula. Formulas are hard. Actually, while doing the problems of physics, you have to mug up all the formulas You have to know that terminology of that formulas. Different situation, different formula will be there. Conducting sphere, inside there will be no field. Non-conducting sphere, inside field will be there. What is the field intensity formula? At a distance smaller from the center here. What is the field intensity? Means 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught QR by capital R cube. This formula we will use. If the point came on the surface, if R is equal to capital R, same formula. For conducting sphere, what is the formula? For non-conducting sphere also same formula we will use. This is second one. If R is greater than R, in this case also same conducting sphere, what formula will be there? Same formula we will use, Q by R square. Here if we draw the graph between E and R, for non-conducting sphere, up to R is equal to capital R, what will happen? E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught QR by R cube. E proportional to R. So directly proportionate means straight line. Next, after R, what will happen? E proportional to 1 by R square. So, parabolic. Like this. Hyperbola, not parabola. So, graph will be like this. Clear? On the same concept, on the conducting sphere, this 2020, this NEET examination, they asked question. There is a sphere of having radius 10 centimeter. It is having some charge at a distance of 15 centimeter from the center. Find the electric field intensity. This formula. Conducting or non-conducting, same formula. This one we have to use there. So with this, total entire synopsis of that electric charges and fields are completed. Now we will start doing the problems. Already in the WhatsApp groups, we sent the material in the PDF format for you. If chance is there, try to make it a printout and try to, even we are discussing, if that sheets are there with you, that will be little bit helpful for you. Like that try to do, otherwise no possibility is there to make that printout everything. Then I will write each question and I will try to explain. At the time pause the video, try to understand. Like that. Books will come, already we ordered the books will come in 10 days, in this span it will come. Up to that I will write the question and I will explain. Next, directly without writing, when books are came, I will explain. Okay, I will stop with this and we will continue the problems in this lesson. Okay.